Hello, Mrs. Field. How's it going?
I may have taken an hour-and-a-half nap this afternoon.
Uh,
We're going to start in 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
We're not YouTube streaming right now. Okay. That's good.
no, we are. I think we are actually.
Oh, well then. It's great, Jody.
Yeah, I'm not running a full schedule yet. It's hard. Yeah, our kids turning up.
Almost all of them.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
very good.
Okay.
Expect some of them not to show up?
There were a lot that went very, very quiet in the spring, and I was hoping that they'd show up in the fall, but then there were many kids that struggled to show up in person. So
Wow.
So I'm glad to hear. And I'm only just starting to get, I've been in a lot of meetings, but I haven't been in a lot of classrooms yet.
I've been in a lot of classrooms. I own it over and over and over again.
Over and over and over.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome. I'm so delighted to see all of you. This is going to be a bit of an odyssey for people that were here in the last hour because we will have expanded your practice time by a half an hour in one class. So over the summer, we were doing an hour and a half, and then this evening, we're going to do 2 hours. And so I would like us to cheer ourselves in because we're awesome. And then also we're going to start with a little shoulder stretch. I know Tammy is joining us fresh and everybody else was here last time. So let's go ahead and cheer for Sonia. Yay! And Heather. Lyanda. Yay! Tammy. Yay! Ava. And Jody. I love it. Everyone get in your mind box, right? Yeah. So hopefully we will all return to in-person or online as we prefer next week. It is fun actually to be online with all of you all at once. It's kind of a cool, I think, for our first class because we got really a chance to get down on the floor and to work on our shoulders. And I would also like us to stretch our shoulders in a deeper way tonight before we begin because it's good for us. Yeah. So we're going to stretch across. We're going to get a hold of this arm. It's going to try and run away, and we're just going to hold it back here. So while I'm talking, we're just going to create both a drop here in the shoulder and bring your ear toward the other side and just trying to create lots of length. And tension here on the outside of the arm should feel wonderful. And then go ahead and let your body pivot a little bit that direction. Yeah. And coming back towards the center. And open wide. Yeah. So I have lots of reasons I wanted to start the 2 levels for the class. One of them is I feel that it's incredibly helpful, first hold here, and then drop the ear away toward the shoulder. It's something I do all the time, which is return, return, return. You know, back to basic posture, back to basic shape, and try to improve on my form. I think that people who's dancing in the style I admire the most, keep on turning now, looking over your shoulder. You can tell the difference going back toward the center. Let's interlace our fingers and try and press those arms up above our head and drop the chest down. The difference between looking good and looking really great in this style is the amount of time you put into practicing the shapes. You can really see when someone has put the energy and the effort in to sink really deep into this posture and to get like this incredible look, right, of strength and stability. Wrapping the arms around behind, we're just going to get a hold here and pull. Yeah. So that is my dream for us. Yeah, that we're just going to work deeper into our shapes, that we're just going to look better every week, that we're going to feel more confident about how to create and make these shapes and how to use them. We're switching arms to the other side. Yeah. People that were here for the last hour, not to put you on the spot to say that I'm awesome, but I thought that was really helpful. I thought the information was good for me when I shared it with you again, and I hope that you felt that it was good for you. There's also a recording of that class, so it's totally possible. I know Sonia would like the YouTube link emailed to her, and I think everybody else is able to look in the group to see it. If anyone else wants me to email it to them, I'm happy to. I know I'm also expecting Charlie at this class, so I am anticipating his arrival. Maybe not this week, maybe we'll see him next week. And I hope that you guys feel free. I know that the smoke is different and everybody's home, and if you're not feeling comfortable, if you need to watch, it's totally fine for you to switch to watch. I have a live stream going on Facebook where I don't see you. I see that one person is watching it now. Maybe it's Ava. The live stream is about 20 seconds behind the Zoom, 20 to 40 second lag behind. So we should hear her commenting back in like a moment if it's her. So anyway, the live stream is there in case you have trouble with the internet connection for some reason, or if that's easier for you. Oh, I see the little plus sign floating up. It's Ava. That's over on the live stream. So sometimes just because of our connection, or because we would like to have a little more privacy, or maybe we just want to watch the class, you know, it's totally fine. Just a word to the wise that the live stream on Facebook is in reverse because it's a forward filming. So when I am usually turning, this is my left hand, and because I instigate right, this is my right hand, I am mostly turning counterclockwise. And when you watch this video, it will appear on the Facebook feed that I'm going the other way with the turning sometimes. Yeah, or with the circling. So note to self. Yeah. Cool. Fun. Let's do, oh, I have so many plans for us. I want to do everything we did in the last class and more, and play finger cymbals. So if you were here last time, we're going to do, my goal is always that we're going to do something similar, but more of it. And then you're going to take also the responsibility for leading, where in the first class you will be the follower, and in the second class you will also be the leader. Yeah, cool. I'm going to offer us a more vigorous warm-up than usual because I think it's fun. Yeah. So we're going to do a more vigorous warm-up, and then we're going to do some exercises just to support our general health and well-being, and also to try to alleviate some of the feeling that our deltoids are going to fall off the top of our arms. Yes, by activating some other muscles in the back and in the stomach. It can be very intense holding these shapes, and as we will get more practice, we will try to lean more deeply into the bigger muscles in the back, but that's not so easy to do. Yeah. Cool. So I'm going to start the groovy tunes, and we're going to get into it. Boop, 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 boop. Just start flopping these. Keep the march going.
Just a small town girl,
Start swinging the arms.
living in a lonely world. You
Look
took
behind.
the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city
Back and front, arm swing.
born and raised in South Detroit.
Picking them up.
You took the midnight train going anywhere.
Little jogging. Yeah, picking up the pace. Bring the knees up, up, up. Round the room.
A singer in a smoky room. Smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and
When
on.
your chin's up to your bottom.
Walking down the boulevard, they'll
Hold it.
People, yeah, they used to find emotion hiding somewhere in the working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill. Playing anything to roll the dice. Just one more time. Some will win, some will lose.
It out.
Some are gonna sing the blues. Oh, the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night.
Hold it up.
Street lights, people,
Open. Around.
emotion, hiding
Up.
somewhere in the Don't stop believing. Hold on to my feelings. Street light, people.
Walk on your heels. Flex.
Don't stop believing. Oh, no, no. Street light, people. Don't stop believing.
And coming down. Push through the hands and circle. Coming up. Coming down. Change the direction. Coming up. Coming down. Sitting down deep. Open. Push your bottom behind you and swim through the air. Pull your elbows in. Open your chest and lean back. Squeeze your bottom. Look for the sky. And sit. Pull your hands under and push round your back. Push. Only as far back as you are comfortable. Protect with your legs, protect with your butt. And squeeze. And drop. Roll it up. Safe. And second side. Two. Ear to shoulder. Reach the hand out. Soften the knees and stand. Slide the head across. Reach. Soften. And stand. And roll. Curling. Hold your elbows. Head hangs. Bend the knees. Get the tail. Roll it up. Up. Down. Hold the elbows. Soften your knees. Drop your toes to the floor. Press your tail to the sky. And roll to the back. Really hold the elbows and spread the shoulder blades wide. Up overhead. We're going to reach across. Draw your hand in. push, open wide, over, draw, reach, wide, over, draw, reach, wide, over, draw, reach, and wide again. Turning, up and down, and keep going. Cross and cross, back and back, cross and cross, diagonal, diagonal, cross and cross, diagonal, diagonal, cross and cross, back and back, and drop. Roll. Yeah. Yeah. Lift. Roll. Good. Place the shoulders on the wall behind you and down the hips. Backs of the hands together and hang. Yeah. And let the hands go. Bend and straighten. Hips, roll up. Soften, roll over, straighten, roll up. Bend, hands, hips up, and up. Bend, lean forward, straighten, roll up. Just up and down. We're going to go straight, hands out. If you need to, separate the feet. Otherwise, we just come down and up. Yeah, down and up. A little more. Two more. Yes, one more. Reach overhead. Drop the ribs. Yeah. Loved it. All right. So we're going to start with a point-by-point walkthrough of our basic position because we're here on our first evening. And so to make that happen, I would like us also to do a little isolation with the lower body. Yeah? So we're just going to put one finger just above the pubic bone and one in the belly button. And I want you to try to draw these 2 points together without squeezing your bottom. So we're just going to go zoop. So you're going to pull the belly button back to the spine by zipping these low abs. Yeah? And now I want you to really loosen your glutes. We practiced this laying down in the last class, but we're going to practice it standing up now, which is more challenging. Yeah? So I'd like you to come to a neutral spine or relaxed spine so you've got this little bow shape. Yeah. Can everybody see and hear okay? Yeah? Cool. So here we are. And I'm going to pick up one knee. And I'm just going to tap the toe to the ground. And then I'm going to use the knee and the low abs to go zip. Just so you've got a little bit of extra weight to help you really feel the closing for the back. Zip. And the leg is really doing nothing except holding its shape and coming along for the ride. Yeah? So right here. Zip. And release. And I'm going to circle sweep and change the side. So again, I started with this natural arch in the back. And I'm coming in here on the point. And we're going to go zip. And drop. Yeah. Zip. And drop. I hope your shoulders feel better. I know it's hard to do the second one. We're going to be awesome though. We're going to be so strong. We're going to be so great. Zip. And drop. Okay, so 2 soft knees, feet on the ground. So we just want to get our bottom really relaxed. We're going to make 2 little fists and we're just going to strike around the sacrum. Right? And just hitting all the glute muscle, glute medius, glute maximus. Yeah, and we're working around the head of where that ball and socket joint is with the hands. I'm just trying to get everything really relaxed back there. Yeah, the secret, our secret weapon, relaxation. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and exhale into the feet. Whew. Pull the toes up towards you. Shift your weight back into the heels a little bit. And then with keeping the lower body relaxed, just zip the abs to lock that low back straight. Loving everything about it. So now the secret is holding on to this, right? So we've created the shape while we were thinking about it. And so we just need to continue to return to the shape every time that we have awareness that we are not in it. Yeah? And that could be when I cue you to take a look and see if you're still there. That could be that you are able to find it yourself. It could be that it's just part of your point check, right? You want your toes together, you want your knees together, you want your thighs together. Knees are soft, we're zipped. And now we're gonna take that chest and we're gonna lift it up toward the sky and place the top of the shoulder blades just slightly behind us on a little shelf. And that's gonna shift the weight even further back into the heels in this natural, right, like dance posture. Yeah. So I'm pressing the shoulder blades down as hard as I can. And I wanna think here, if I have my hands overhead and I'm holding this imaginary bar in the sky, and I'm drawing the shoulders and the ears together, I'm gonna let them go down, 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 and then I wanna press my hands down like I'm pushing a car trunk closed, like a big old heavy one, and I want you to feel the muscle at your bra strap or your choli strap, like activating. It should be wrapping around from back here, yeah? If you don't feel it, do it again. We're gonna shrug up, we're gonna lower those shoulder blades, really push them down, and then lower the hands down, boom. That's where the shoulders wanna be, in that really activated space. That's how the chest stays supported. And that's how we get it out of the top of the shoulders and into the big muscles in the back. Yeah? We're gonna separate the arms out and keep those elbows lifted with little balloons. We've got helium pockets underneath holding them, and hands up in the air. We're gonna just slide down through the center, making sure that you can lift your toes up off the floor. Belly is still zipped. Yeah? Love it, coming around the outside. Zip. Zip, and around, zip. One hand at just above the chest, elbow is still high, thumbs and middle fingers are like reaching for each other here, tension, right? Coming up, shh, sweep and up, yeah. And then out and sweeping in and up, out, sweep in and up. I love it. So let's go ahead and right here. Hands up high, and just sliding that hip and reaching through, and slide and reach, and coming through the chest, and through the chest, and coming around, walking a little circle, and finish the slide, walking the other way, and slide, and two hands down through the center, same time, placing them at the hips. Yeah, I liked everything about that. Yeah, and so we just can't make enough of these pathways. Yeah, just building and building and building these shapes. Go ahead and roll your shoulders, have a little sip of water. Anytime you feel that you need a stretch, just stop and take one. And I'm gonna try to stop us more and do more stretches. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So we're going to go over briefly the hand floreo, and then we're going to pair the hand floreo with the arm pathways, which is something we haven't really concentrated on in the past. So we were joking around in the last class that we're going to do some shots, Tammy. So if you have a little shot glass, or if you have a small glass or something like that that you want to use, you're welcome to grab your glass. You see the other gals have already got their glasses handy. So I think it can be really great to visualize. I'm actually using like just little water glass. So if you wanted to, if you had something that you could set your glass on, you could support the other elbow with your hand, right? And then turn that hand over and have it come around. I don't have something at this height that I can place this on, but it is very helpful to take some of the weight off the elbow while you're practicing. Bring to the other hand, right? Turn it over and come out of the way, because part of the challenge with holding the shape is that you have to really be activated. So I'm going to use my hand now as the stand for putting this on. You have to really be activated under the elbow and through the space under the arm to create the proper, like shape to showcase your floreo. So we're going to turn it over and then get the hand out of the way. So when you grab the glass, if you feel confused about where to start, push your hand towards you first and then turn it over. And that will help you turn your wrist. Yeah. And turning it over. Groovy. And we're not even going to practice the other direction because we're going to use it that little. We will practice it later when we get to a place where we're using it for a cue. I promise we'll stop and slow down. But I think it's better just to build and just keep thinking, oh, is my stomach zipped? Is my elbow up? Right? Do I have air in my armpits? Yeah. Cool. And let's roll. I have been spending a lot of time with the notes and the things that I did when I took the general skills class with Carolina Enriquio. And I have some really super funny handwritten notes that I gave myself based on her speech about anatomy and physiology. And I would like to share one of my insights from her class with you. Basically, she told us to tap your tongue to the roof of your mouth and then settle your tongue behind your teeth to relax your palate. And that your esophagus and your vagina were the same type of striated muscle, and that's a direct line from the one to the other, and that this is meant to create relaxation from the whole core of a woman's being. So please, by all means, tap your tongue right to the top of your mouth, behind your teeth, and relax your palate. I'm so happy we're not on Facebook anymore. Isn't it groovy to be off the main street? It was fun for a while, but now we get to talk about our vaginas. So that's more fun. So second hand, right? Elbow floating. And again, thinking about relaxation in the jaw. So I think what she was really getting at with this messaging was that we need to have relaxation all the way through the core of the body. Even though we're zipped with the muscles here, we're not actually creating a Kegel or clenching our butt or squeezing. I think she was being specific about not squeezing your pelviococcygeal muscles to try to create this lock, that you're actually should be using the muscle in the front, which is the lower part of your rectus abdominis, to close this. Now, I don't know what difference that would make if you also used a Kegel. But anyway, note to self. So turn it over, take the hand around, zip, and just keep that elbow floating and keep your shoulder pressed down. Yeah. So we're just building lots of muscle, building lots of strength, building lots of beautiful shape. Yeah. I like everything about us. Yeah, so if you feel confused, because sometimes your brain will lock out, just think, push your hand towards you, turn the glass over, get your hand out of the way, right? And when you push your hand toward you, it's turning the wrist. So if you have got your hand closed and you're not focused on the fingers, right, you're making all this stuff happen. So it's making a big circle. Yeah, cool. We are gonna add the arm pathway and the hand floreo to each other. Yes, so I'm gonna do like a short sweep for you of just doing the arm pathway, the hip slide, and then adding the hand floreo. And so for now, I have never seen an ATS where they do, other than for cueing things like coming into the taksim, like this is a cue. I've never seen the right hand work as a solitary. And when there's a hand floreo on one side, it is the hand floreo for two hands, unless it is actually cueing with just the left hand. Yeah? So I hope that's helpful to you to hear that again, if that was confusing to you before. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my back to you, and I'm gonna lead us through making these shapes of the hand floreo as we travel up and around. And so inevitably somebody would like to know how many of them I'm going to do, and the answer is as many as I want. Yes? Because you can do anywhere between 0 hand floreos and I'm gonna say 10. Do you know what I mean? Like, please don't do like, don't, you know what I mean? Like, that's just gonna get weird if you make it like 200 hand floreos on the trajectory of your arm path. But, you know, it just depends on the dancer and it depends on the music, because this is meant to go with the melodic sound of a slow music. So we just make it match. So most of what I see is this like a slow turn and a push out and a lift right back into place. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't have 2 or 3, right? You could drop and you could push, you could lift and push, lift and push, lift and push. Yeah, so the, does that make sense? Yeah.
Can you move the camera angle up just a little bit so we can see your hands when they're at the top?
Yes. I was telling the girls in the last class, this is the first time I've tried to do Zoom in my house from this angle. I'm trying to get my goal was to get like this view here. And I need to find just kind of the right spot so you can see me on the floor and stuff. I feel like this Facebook one is working out okay. You doing okay, Ava? Cool. All right, so I'm gonna put on a little music for us. And then we'll add on. Yeah. Oh, I love this song. Okay, here we go. This is a song we used to listen to all the time that we haven't listened to much. Ah, I know, have fun. I know, so fun, right? Okay, so I'm gonna get All right, we got hand floreos in the pathway. We have the hip slide. And let's just do that much, yeah? So I'll put on a short song. Did that make sense to everybody? Putting together the hand floreo and the arm pathways, and like also using it to make a rotation that goes different directions. So Ava, you don't have a buddy because you're on the Facebook. So I'll do it again here from my side. And I'm gonna have you guys lead yourselves with partners. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put, let's do Ava and Jody. So if you guys wanna pin each other's videos or just look at each other intently, either way. And then I'm gonna do Tammy and Lyanda. And let's have Sonia and Heather be buddies. And then me and Ava, you know, obviously I'm not gonna follow you because I don't see you. So here's my plan. I'm gonna put on a short song. And so you're gonna use just the hand floreo, the tuxium, and the arm pathway. And then when the song ends, we will switch and give your buddy a chance. So it isn't that we're just going to put a little bit of pressure on ourselves to remember, yeah, and to stay in posture and to be the leader for our friend. So, oh, cool. Hi, Christina. Awesome. Okay, it's not Ava, it's Christina. Cool. Thanks for tuning in. I won't worry about dancing for you then. Yeah, you're doing okay? Or if you want to be my dance buddy, you just put a little note right there and I'll do it. Okay. Here we go. All right. First leader. Turn your back if you were the leader. And I'll just enjoy watching. Cool. All right, we're gonna have the second leader take over for you now. Yeah. So ready for leader number 2. If you guys traded last time, just trade again. Works for me. Yeah. Make sure with your hand fleureo that you both wind it up and unwind it. So this is the only mistake I'm seeing on the hand fleureo. We're all doing a good job bringing the hand in, but then we must continue and open the hand out. Yeah. So think lead with the thumb, lead with the little finger, lead with the thumb, lead with the little finger. They just don't have a movement. That's half of it. Do you know what I mean? So if you're only coming in, you haven't finished the move. Yeah. So make sure that you get all the way in and all the way out. Just like when you're doing your tuxing, you need to make sure that you are leading, right? Thumb, little finger, thumb, little finger. Yeah. Does it make sense? Groovy. All right, here we go. Boop. Ooh, bravo. Bravo. I loved everything about everything. I thought it was great. Yeah. One of the things that can help with turning around with that shape where you're using this arm is to walk around your own foot that's in the center. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of a foot pattern that can make that a little bit nicer. Now, as we all know, you can kind of do a little bit of freestyle feet and it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. But to make this one where we're turning around here, if you are stepping very close to your own foot and keeping that turn kind of in the same spot, you will wind up being happier than if you took a bunch of bigger turns. And so what's often happening is that they're either going like pizza slice, pizza slice, pizza slice, or there's a step that kind of looks like a T, and then you unwind from it, and you make another T, and you unwind. So I think any of those are fine, but really the finer point on it is that you want to kind of leave your feet in the same spot so that you're not actually like you don't really want to wander, like you don't want to wander around like that too much, yeah? Because that would be a different intention, yeah? So we want to be pivoting on the point until we actually face our friends, and then that's when we could use that bigger step to actually move and rotate the circle. Yeah? Cool. I like everything about it. Okay, so we did arm pathways with the hip slide, with the hand floor. I have very detailed notes. You guys know me, right? So I'm looking at my little clippy board here to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so next time we will work more deeply. Well, no, I think we could do it. Let's do all right, I want to do 3 things with your tuck-seam, with your hip tuck-seam, actually, and then we'll let this go. Yeah, and we'll move into a little finger cymbal playing and doing our fast feet. So with the tuck-seam, I want to do a level change, and I want to walk, and I want to pair it with your hand floreo. Yes? Groovy. So here's the pairing with the hand floreo. We just are being really clear that we're pouring into the right hip and coming back out on the left. Yeah. Cool. Now, when I want to go down, I'm going to press the foot up onto the ball, so I have a big level. And then I'm coming down only as far as I'm comfortable with the hip tuck-seam and coming back up. You can either have your feet side by side, or you could raise one foot in front, which will give you a little bit more room to come down. And that's why we've been doing so many of these kind of level changing squats, because it's what we need for getting up and down. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah, cool. All right. And then the other thing we're going to do is walk with the figure 8. And the one thing we're not going to do is we're not going to pair the ears of the tuck-seam. Like, we don't want to right? Like, we're not trying to make like a walking tuck-seam where it's like a step and a step and a step. Yeah. So we want to get it really even and flowing over the top. So when you walk forward with your tuck-seam or walk backwards with your tuck-seam, you can use your hand to cue, or you can just have your hand down. But I would like you to glide. So I want you to think about like you're stepping on this little tight wire, right? And we're just kind of moving through space. And you could really do, as many of these guys as you'd like. I'm kind of leading a little bit here with a heel strike, but you could also come back on the toe and roll back through the ball of the foot. And so it's more about creating the illusion of floating, right? And just trying to get the timing away from feet and hips at the same time. Yeah, groovy. So I'm gonna lead you guys for 1 minute. I'm gonna mix in these 3 types of tuck-seams with our arm pathways and our hand floreos. Yeah, and walking around the point. And then I'm gonna leave you guys to do it for each other, and then adventure. Yes? And then we're gonna stretch our shoulders probably. How are you guys doing? You okay still? Oh yeah, okay. I got a little bit of and a little bit of, okay, we'll stretch in a minute, promise. I know, it's hard. You guys are doing so good. Okay, I'm gonna take us there. Cool. Boop. Okay. Ready to be the leader? Cool. So same buddies. You just show your partner, I'm the leader first, I'm the leader second, right? And then first leader, go ahead and turn your back on your bud. All right, I see the appropriate number of people with their backs turned, so that's very encouraging. And I'm gonna hit the tunes. Bing. You don't have to go any lower than you want. There's no pressure on the sinking. You just have to cue it with the toe raise. I loved it. I loved it. Okay, one more leader. Yeah, switching your leader, go. And then I promise we'll stretch. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Groovy. I like things. Let's lay on the floor. It was good. So you're gonna lay down on the floor, you're gonna make your arms go out like a T, and then I want you to roll over and point your toe at your opposite elbow. So it's a big stretch for the front of the shoulder and for the arm. Yeah? So we're laying on the ground, big T, rolling over, and pointing. Work. Okay, I got it on the Facebook. I don't know if you girls can see me in the... I think you can. Yes, you can. Sweet. Yeah, so we're gonna do one side. I know, right? Feels so nice. And then we're gonna go over and do the other side. Yeah. Yeesh. Mm-hmm. So. And back to the center. And let's go ahead and pull your hips up above your heels and bring your armpits towards the floor. Let's take a big stretch this direction. Oh, yeah. Yay. And bring your upper body between your arms, looking up in the air. Yeah. Sweet. And hands under your shoulders. If you're comfortable, we'll push up a little bit higher. Stretch your belly toward the ground. And then tuck the hips back. And coming in. So, on the tuck-seam, on cueing for the tuck-seam, there are only two shapes that we're really using for that. So you either have to be doing the single hand florea, which is matching the hips, the double hand florea that's matching the hips, or the hands are just at the hips and kind of out of the way. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody cueing that with hands in other shapes. I think we're just going to keep it simple. So it's either single hand, double hand, or hands at the hips for our tuck seam for now. Yeah? Cool. So what I'd like to work on with the fast moves, we have just a few moments left, and we'll get deeper into this as we go. But I want to work on twisting in the basic Egyptian. I want to work on creating more of a dynamic feeling of movement, like a slingshotty kind of feeling between the pull of the arm and the twist of the hip. So we can start to feel a little bit more of the motion about how we're going to like be able to turn it around when we start concentrating on that next week. So we want to turn both through the knee and the hip, and it's the continuous like push on the toe and bringing the hip toward the center on the first count on each side that kind of gives it its like cha-cha, right, kind of vibe. So you'll see on people with a lot of big hip scarves and big pom-poms, it's doing a bunch of stuff, yeah? So here's the plan. We want to have this twist and place, twist and place, twist and place. And so when you twist, you want to really push with the knee, twist with the hip, and then sit it back down. And so it's not so much that I'm trying to like, but it kind of winds up looking like that. Because you get a good twist going. I'm gonna have a little sip of water. Yeah. You really get the twist going through the knee. And then whip, beep, whip, beep. Right, so it's pull, pull, pull. And then eventually, instead of thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, we start to have like, you know, this kind of like thing that's happening for us, yeah? And we can bring like some ease into this move. And I'd like us to move it forward and moving it backward. Yeah. Yeah. And for now, we're just going to do forward and backward. We do know that this movement has a half turn and it has a full turn we haven't worked on yet. Yeah? But it works really beautifully going forward and it works really nicely coming back. So we're going to add to it the choo-choo and the pivot bump. I made a little note here. Okay, so. So here we have choo-choo / pivot bump, right, which is this little guy. Yeah. So it becomes the pivot bump when we use it to go around in a circle. Not unlike just walking, right, from the slow moves, but now we're here in the fast moves. So this one also goes forwards, it goes backwards, right? Well, it goes forwards. Yeah. When we want to go backwards, we're going to bonk it into this buddy. So what I would like us to practice is coming forward, going back, coming into your choo-choo, using that to turn, I don't care which direction, using it to go forward, and then picking it back up again with this, right? So I'd like you to do basic Egyptian that goes forward. I'd like you to do it backwards, right? Then getting into your pivot bump, letting that circle you, and using your choo-choo to break, yeah? So those are our moves for right now for you and your partner. Does that make sense? Do you guys feel confident to do it with your partner by yourselves, or do you need me to lead us through first? Everybody's good? Some people say no, some people say yes. I'll lead for a moment, and then I'll give it to you and your buddy. Woo! Hold on. Do. Oh my God. I have so many songs I want to use. Okay. I'll just do this one. Yeah.
I put a spell on you, 'cause you're mine. La 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 la, you better stop the things you do. I ain't lying, la 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 la, I ain't lying. I can't stand it.
Got the idea? Sweet. So Egyptian forward and back, pivot bump circles, and choo-choo goes forward. Yes? Sweet. My hot tip for choo-choo is, even though it's a single move, make it a 4. Yeah? Just so that like it's easy for you to keep track of what you're doing. Do 4 of them. Yeah. Your buddy won't be mad if you mess up. Yeah? So I'm gonna go ahead and just give you 1 minute of music, and then you'll switch for your pals. And then it'll be time for cheering for ourselves for being super. Yeah? So everybody knows who's going first. I see not enough people turned around. I need somebody from, there we go. Love it. I like it. So one correction for everybody on our choo-choo, our pivot bump, we always have to have one hand up in the air. They can switch, yeah, but when we're pivoting, so this is the choo-choo, right? This left hand up, right hand out, and I can switch them and have it be the left hand that's out, but the other hand has to be up, because that's how I know that I'm still in choo-choo. Yeah? Cool. If both of your hands are overhead, you could be in Arabic. Do you know what I mean? Like, or you could be meaning to start Egyptian, but you didn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you just have to, this is part of the clarity, right? So let's go ahead and have the second person lead, and then we're just gonna give ourselves a big hug and congratulate ourselves for being awesome. Yeah? Sweet. Boop. Wrapping your arms around yourself, grab your shoulder blades, pretend you were making out in the hall in junior high, right? This kind of, yes, so fun. You guys did so good. So there's like so many details, right, to all of these things. So it seems like, oh man, I thought I knew how to do all these things, but it's a real big difference between being the leader and being the follower. And so I would like to help all of us become like diverse. Yeah. And so even if you're like, oh no, man, I'm never going to lead, you never know what's going to happen. Plus, once you can lead and you can share the information with other people, then you really know what you're doing. Yeah. And you're going to be able to talk about what's going on, and you're just going to feel it in your body. So did anybody want to ask any questions before we pop off? I'm going to unmute you if you want.
Can I just say Ava looks fabulous?
Oh, yeah, it's true.
I know. I'm in my schleppy clothes. Ava looks great.
Nothing wrong with coming dressed up. You know, I put on makeup for you guys. That's not a secret.
I know, because I see you in Tuesday workout.
Oh yeah, there's no
You're
makeup.
not. Makeup on Tuesdays. You know.
Right.
Oh wait.
Oh, I see the kitty. Oh, it's kitty. Oh no.
No,
All
mine
right.
was around. He always wants to help.
Well,
Look, there's,
I could go get my cat, but she's not always excited about that.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Aw.
Tuxedo cats.
Yeah, all the tuxedo cats.
They're
I
fancy.
had a chance to go upstairs, so he ran upstairs.
Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was my fan.
Oh, look, there's
She has
another
been
one.
crushing her circus tricks. You cannot believe how smart this cat is. She's really doing great. But she is not loved to be snuggled. I have to tell you, this is not going to last long.
I'm pretty good.
Look.
Cats don't like to be picked up.
She's medium about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to have a cat. We'll have a little cat portrait.
Aw,
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
see
there's
little buddies. How cute.
child.
Well, I know it's getting to be time for bed. I'm going to sign off over here. We're going to finish up. I thought that was so fun, you guys. I hope that we'll have a chance to be back in person for some people to meet. And yeah, but it was groovy, I think, to get to lay on our floor and to really stretch and, like, you know, all those
Love
things.
that stretch.
Oh, good. I know I could do it all afternoon. So I think
Yeah.
if you're doing the marathon with me, the 2 classes, in the future, I would like to work also on, like, both the strength and the flexibility of the upper back. I think in this form, it's really important, and it's going to feel really good, and we're going to be real warm. Yeah, so it'll be nice. We'll do lots more twisting. We'll do lots more opening. And, you know, who isn't tight, right? Like through their shoulders and through their forearms and their hands. So it'll be good for us. So I'm hoping to meet you in the driveway next week. And if that doesn't work out for reasons, then, you know, we could be here. On the 28th, I'm hoping to get into the studio with anyone who feels comfortable. The weather should be starting to turn then, so we'll do masks and social distancing and inside on the 28th. Yes, at Yaw Theater. So
Okay.
that's the plan. And you're all delightful. I hope to see you Wednesday. Yes.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Honey.